What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. After doing an internship in Florida for half a year, I spent a lot of time going to Universal Studios. With that, I wanted to give you all an inside view on what to do and how long to wait. So, here are the top 10 rides and priorities for those of you visiting Universal's Islands of Adventure. Starting off with number 10, we have Popeye and Bluto's Bilge-Raft Barges. This ride opened in May of 1999 and was actually the first raft ride at any of Universal's parks. It is inspired by, of course, Popeye, and is located in the Toon Lagoon section of the park. One thing to note though, this ride will genuinely get you soaked, so be mindful of that if you don't want to get wet. It also does get extremely long lines in the heat, so I likewise wouldn't wait anything over probably 30 to 45 minutes for it if you can help it. But overall, it's a great little family attraction with awesome theming, so I'd recommend it if the line is reasonable. Now with that said, number 9 is also going to take us back to 1999 with the first thrill ride on this list, Dr. Doom's Fearfall. While admittedly not everyone's cup of tea, this pair of drop towers are located near the front of the park and offer a pretty adrenaline-filled experience. The premise is that Dr. Doom is testing his latest invention, a machine that sucks the fear out of people. He then uses the fear he collects as a weapon against the Fantastic Four. That said, you'll shoot to a max height of 185 feet before being power blasted back down to the station. The only downside to the ride is it is super short, hence the reason it's so low on this list, but it does rarely ever have a line exceeding 30 minutes, so anything less than that, and I'd definitely say it's worth a try. This leads us straight into number 8 though, with the 3D experience, The Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man. And maybe I shouldn't say experience because it is a ride, but you get the point. Essentially, riders are given 3D glasses, where they are then turned into reporters for the Daily Bugle. Villains have stolen the Statue of Liberty, and it's up to us to get it back with Spider-Man. A word of caution though, many adults get very sick on this attraction because it uses 3D effects and motion simultaneously, so fair warning there. But it is a great ride and probably worth a 45-minute to an hour wait. Speaking of 3D though, it's time for number 7 with another attraction that used to be in the same category, Skull Island Reign of Kong. Kong is a massive ride that has been with the park since 2016, which uses a trackless ride system to give you the impression of riding in a tour truck. As you brave the dangers of a mysterious island, riders encounter all sorts of predators and evil creatures before Kong eventually comes in and saves the day. But he doesn't exactly like you either, leaving you to decide if Kong is good or evil, kind of like the movies. My favorite personal part of this ride is the ginormous King Kong animatronic at the end, as well as its very lively queue. It's a fun line to wait, so I'd say 45 minutes to an hour is probably also worth it for this one. It really is a cool ride. Now, 6 is an attraction that I'm a little salty about, but nonetheless, it deserves the place it does, and that is Dudley Do-Right's Ripsaw Falls. Ripsaw Falls for short is also located in Toon Lagoon, and is in my opinion the best log flume currently operating. It is one of the longest rides in the park at over 5 minutes, and will get you drenched. Not soaked, drenched. It is also loosely based on the former Splash Mountain that a lot of you love, so there's just so much to see and view. I don't want to spoil any more than that though, but if you do have a poncho or are fine with being wet, anything up to an hour is well worth Dudley Do-Right's Ripsaw Falls. Truly a bizarre and fun attraction. Now it's time for ride number 5 though, with the most popular part of the park, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter and its original Harry Potter attraction, The Forbidden Journey. Guided by Harry, Hermione, and Ron, you'll encounter magical creatures, soar over the Quidditch pitch, and face challenges like escaping Dementors and the Whomping Willow. I should note, the queue line itself is also world class in its own right, so I'd honestly wait whatever you need to ride this. It's truly a state-of-the-art attraction. Let's move on to number 4 though, because I'm sure a lot of you are wondering, where are the coasters? Introducing The Incredible Hulk. Another 1999 OG, The Incredible Hulk is a sit-down coaster with 7 inversions and 3,700 feet of track. As Universal says, you volunteered to take part in a science experiment based on Dr. Bruce Banner's research, but a blast of gamma radiation has changed everything. You'll launch up to 67 miles per hour and have quite the ride experience. Now, 3 things I would note about this one. 1, the ride is intense. 2, the ride can be nauseating. And 3, they make you remove everything but your clothes to ride this freaking thing. Regardless, it's a cool ride and a classic, so be sure to try and get on the Hulk if it's less than an hour and a half. On to our top 3 though. Let's welcome number 3, the Jurassic Park River Adventure, to the stage. Another absolute classic here, Jurassic Park River Adventure is based on Jurassic Park and will let you meet tons of dinosaurs. Starting off slow, the ride begins more informative, but takes a turn at the end when a Tyrannosaurus Rex appears and tries to eat us, and then you go down a massive drop. I again don't want to spoil too much, but this ride is a perfect mix of thrills and interesting elements. It's also a great family attraction for the little ones who want to take on bigger rides, so I totally recommend it. Easily worth a couple hours of waiting, just be aware of getting wet. So what could be better than all that's been mentioned? Well, I'd like to introduce what was the most expensive roller coaster in the world when it opened, Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure, or Hagrid's Magical Grocery List as we call it. At a cost of $300 million, Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure came to us in 2019 with 7 launches, a reverse vertical spike, a drop track, and some of the most amazing theming on a coaster ever. Basically, you fly through the Forbidden Forest, around the grounds of Hogwarts, and dive into the paths of some of Harry Potter's rarest magical creatures. And the entire ride is tucked into a very heavily populated forest, where you even encounter Hagrid himself. It's truly an amazing experience that I've never been able to uproot at any of the hundreds of parks I've been to at this point. I'd normally never say this, but even if it's 3 hours, which is kind of short for this ride, I would still do it. Hey, really quick though, before we get to number 1, I did just want to give a quick honorable mention to a defunct attraction that's no longer with us. Dueling Dragons, also known as Dragon Challenge, was a pair of dueling inverted coasters that sat where Hagrid's currently does. From what I was told, they were some of the best inverted coasters on the planet, so anyways, that was just a quick thank you for them. Okay though, so with the top 9 and honorable mentions made, it is now time for what you've all been waiting for. Across Universal's 4 coasters and various attractions, what could possibly be number 1? Without further ado, I would like to present one of the world's most insane and best roller coasters, the Velocicoaster. Velocicoaster opened in 2021 and is an LSM launch coaster from Intamin. Themed around Jurassic World, the ride is a high-speed race through the park's Raptor paddock and is in my top 10 coasters of all time. It has 2 launches, 4 inversions, and gets up to 70 miles per hour while just absolutely ripping through the entire layout. The theming is amazing, the queue entry is intimidating, and the ride as a package is just nearly perfect. If a ride is going to get a 10 out of 10, this is pretty close to the mark. As far as how long to wait, doesn't really matter. You absolutely have to do Velocicoaster regardless of that. So, any of you visiting Islands of Adventure, I would absolutely make this your priority. And if you have kids, find someone to watch them, like whether you have like a wife with you or some friends or a husband, whatever. Watch the kids, go and ride Velocicoaster. It is truly an amazing ride. Do what you gotta do. With that said though, I am gonna wrap up the video. However, if you disagree or think I missed something, feel free to let me know or give me your top 10s. Also, please hit that subscribe button that I hate telling you to hit if you're willing. I have a strong goal of 100K. I think that'd be really cool. So, anyways, there's that. But above all else, thanks for all being here and the support. It means a lot to share this passion with you all, and I'm very grateful for it. I really am. Stay tuned for yet another video coming in a couple days as well per usual, and we'll see you all there. See ya.